Hi, Pisces and Pisces Rising. Here's your horoscope overview for 2025. I'm Astrologer Joseph Anthony. This reading is going to be a basic general overview if you have a rising sign in Pisces or you have a sun sign in Pisces. This is using the tropical system, whole house, and it's very basic, very generic. And it'll give you a flavor of what's to come. Now, of course, your birth chart's going to be completely different because your alignments are different. Your birthday is different. But use this as a guide. This is going to be a tremendous year for everybody. Now, one of the things that I do see from many of you is creativity, and also the opportunity to make money this year will be really off the charts. But you will be changing your identity. You'll be changing the way you look. This is because the eclipses this year are going to affect your relationships and your own identity itself, because there's going to be eclipses in your sign. So tremendous change. We also have 4 planets changing signs. The outer planets are all going to change signs, which is very significant in astrology. And so I'm going to point those out to you and give you an overview of what I see. So let's dive in a little deeper and see what this year is going to bring. So first off, as we start off the new year, we have this giant elephant in the room, Mars, which is still in retrograde. It retrograded on December the 6th. It started off in Leo, which was your 6th house of health and service. And then it will retrograde back into Cancer on January the 6th into your 5th house of love, romance, children, speculation, having fun. So, but when Mars goes retrograde, our motivation is absolutely slowed down. It feels like we can't move. It's like we're going through mud. You know, our motivation is really limited, and we keep going back to the past, especially when Mars is in Cancer. Cancer is one of the signs that represents the past. So is Pisces and Scorpio. So there's this feeling of going back and talking about where you've been and thinking about childhood memories, family dynamics, spending time with children. These are all going to be the themes all the way through February the 24th in the sign of Cancer. So this is going to be going down nostalgia lane once again for many of you. Okay, but this could bring back some creative endeavors, something that you've always wanted to do that could be beneficial, or you're thinking about an old relationship from the past. This is what this generally represents. Now, we also have these 4 planets that are going to switch signs. And as you can see here, I put the dates down for all of them. And some of these are going to be quite beneficial for you. For instance, in June the 9th, Jupiter will enter Cancer as well in that 5th house, which is really going to be quite beneficial. The second half of the year of 2025 looks really good because of Jupiter entering your 5th house. And so this is going to amplify anything to do with having more fun, being more playful, smiling more, enjoying your kids, being around people that are just more positive, and just feeling connected to family as well, because Jupiter in Cancer, Cancer is the sign of family. So this is going to be a very good alignment for many of you. Now, if we look at these other 2 here, Saturn enters Aries in May, and Neptune, your ruler, enters Aries in March. Now, March, I got to say, you guys, there's so much energy in March because of the 2 eclipses, and then because of this planet right here. Neptune is going into Aries, which is going to give many of you a fresh start. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and usually it's associated with new pioneering spirit, reinventing oneself, starting over, beginning something new. And by May, as you could see here, going into June, you're either starting a new project, a new job, new investment, something to do with finances absolutely is on the table this year, at least the first 6 months of the year. Now, this one over here is a total wild card. Uranus, which represents sudden changes, is going to enter Gemini, and this is going to be in your 4th house, which has a lot to do with your foundation, your home life, your feelings. So for many of you, the second half of 2025 may have you guys remodeling, buying new furniture, painting your home, or buying land and more real estate, or deciding to move in general. There's going to be this abrupt energy where I got to move. I can't do this anymore. I got to go. That kind of weird energy that's coming in, because Uranus likes change and Gemini is very fickle, and it likes, challenges and curiosity. So there's a lot of energy coming in that has to do with sudden changes, changes to family dynamics and all of that that's coming into the mix as well. So we've got a very I would say productive year, but it's going to feel very strange and sometimes, unusual at times. And so this is the kind of year where and everyone's going to be feeling this, it's just a matter of how it affects you. So here are the major transits that are taking place this year. And so as you can see here, these are the dates, and you want to take note of these dates because events could occur around these time frames for many of you, give or take a week on either side. Like January 6th, as we start the new year, Mars retrogrades back in Cancer in that 5th house of love, romance, relationships, creative projects. And so you'll be focusing on that all the way until February. Now, January is very important as well because the North Node, which is the moon's direction, it's where it crosses the ecliptic, enters Pisces as well. Now, this is where I said earlier about identity changes, changing your appearance, going in a new direction, reinventing yourself. Over the next 18 months, you guys will be totally reinventing yourselves, beginning in January the 11th. As we go into February, the North Node will conjunct your ruler, Neptune. So something either mystical, magical, or spiritual happens to you where you have this aha moment or a flash of inspiration, or you feel really psychic about something that's coming up, which could be very important. So pay attention in February, okay? The second half of February, when Mars comes out of retrograde, you're feeling much more motivated with a creative project of some kind. So that's going to be very influential. Now, when Mars comes out of retrograde, about a week or so later, Venus goes into retrograde. And this is the universe's sick way of, torturing us in a sense, pushing and pulling the planets and the energy and the vibrations, but we have to adjust accordingly. So between March 1st and 2nd, Venus goes retrograde in that 2nd house of income and value. So once again, bringing people from the past back into your life, to revisit current situations, to go over them in your mind, to revisit financial matters. This is all on the table in March. Now, March is a very pivotal time because the sun is also going through Pisces, but we also have a set of eclipses that are going to really highlight many different activities for you. For instance, the solar eclipse on the 14th is going to highlight partnerships and relationships, and there may be some endings or completions that are coming into the picture, or something that, from another person or financial matter that is going to be settled that you need to take care of. And then on the 29th, we have another eclipse in the 2nd house of income and value, where you're totally reinventing yourself, or maybe you have a business idea or concept or investment that you want to make, and you're moving full speed ahead with that. And March the 30th is when Neptune, your ruler, enters Aries as well. So you have all kinds of ideas and of making money and investments, and you're excited and you're thrilled, and you're quite motivated at this point, especially as we spill into April. Now, April and May are going to be the better times to take those activities that you've started and really, go after them. With Saturn conjuncting the North Node, it's going to give you the impetus to really pursue a business or an investment or something new that you're really excited about. Okay, so think April. May gets a little tricky. Jupiter will square the North Node and the South Node, which means that you may have to make a decision about something. And since Jupiter will still be in Gemini in that 4th house, squaring the North Node, you may be considering a move. Maybe you're buying some real estate. Maybe you're selling a property. Maybe you're reinventing yourself, and you need to do something with your current environment, because Jupiter is in that 4th house for many of you, okay? So there's a decision that might be made around May the 18th or so, give or take a week on either side. Now, May the 24th, Saturn enters Aries as well. Now you're all down to business. Now we have Saturn and Neptune both in that 2nd house of income and value. So something to do with finances or investments are absolutely on the table as we go into the end of May into the beginning of June when Jupiter enters Cancer. So whatever you're doing here with real estate, home, family, foundation will be even more so expanded here when June the 9th, Jupiter enters Cancer. This is all about family. This is all about the foundation. This is all about your emotions. This is all about land, real estate, remodeling. Anything to do with the home life is under this umbrella of Cancer. Okay? But there is this tricky moment here, June the 15th and 18th, when Jupiter will be in Cancer, squaring Saturn, squaring Neptune, which means some sort of adjustment period with regards to this new endeavor that you got yourself involved in, whether it's a new business, a new job, or you've invested in something that you need to really pay attention to, okay? It could also involve a family member, so keep that in mind. Now, on July the 7th, Uranus enters Gemini. This is the total wild card for the year. And this has a lot to do with that 4th house of home, feeling, and foundation. So something to do with your children, something to do with land, something to do with where you are, wanting to move, maybe not wanting to move, remodel, reshape, redo things. Somehow, some way, this is going to be, pretty important all the way at least until November of 2025. Now, there are a couple of other alignments that are occurring that also look quite favorable because Neptune is involved in 2 of them. In August, looks really good. Saturn will sextile Uranus, and this has a lot to do with the Aries energy coming from your 2nd house to Uranus in your 4th. So maybe you're making some new investments in property or your home, or you're dealing with family dynamics, and you're figuring things out and you're making them, work to your benefit. That's what I'm seeing here. Then again, we have Uranus sextiling Neptune. We're talking about the same type of energy, a favorable energy, that you're coming to terms with, and you're realizing it because it's coming from the same houses, the 2nd and the 4th. So improvements, or maybe you're doing something at home, or maybe you've started some new project that you're really excited about. So I would say from June on, you need to take advantage of opportunities coming your way. Let's put it that way, okay? Because your spidey senses will be really strong. Now, September is that other month that you really need to pay attention to because there's significant energy coming in. So it's March and September. And this time, Jupiter will make a favorable alignment to your 2nd house, okay? Because the North Node will be in your 1st house, and Jupiter will be in your 5th house. So whatever you've got going on financially here may be even more so amplified here, but in a good way. I think something really good is coming for you guys. And we also have a lunar eclipse that's going to take hold on September the 7th in your sign. So something is really changing for many of you. Either it's your appearance or your location or your family dynamics. This is the theme that I see here going into 2025. And last but not least, we have the winding down the year. We have November the 20th. Uranus sextiles Neptune once again, but this time Uranus has backtracked into Taurus and Neptune has backtracked into your sign. And so what that means is you're looking at everything that you've experienced from the beginning of the year to this point in November. And you're looking at going, wow, what an experience. Wow, this has been one hell of a year. And you're reviewing things. And we wind down into December 2025, once again, like we did in December of 2024, probably minus the UFOs, or maybe there's more UFOs at this point, so that is possible. So anyway, I've given you a little bit of an overview of what I see. Now, Pluto entered Aquarius on November the 19th and is staying there until 2044. This has a lot to do with your spirituality. This has a lot to do with your connection to spirit and higher consciousness. So what I'm suggesting here with planets going into Aries and all of this Pluto energy in Aquarius, you're becoming more of a humanitarian. And, there's something about your spirit that knows that you want to help the masses, that knows that you want to create something of value. But this year, with Pluto in Aquarius, and especially in 2026, with Saturn and Neptune in Aries, and they'll be meeting up again in 2026, and Pluto will be involved. You will have to express yourself, write, share your wisdom and knowledge, share your healing abilities with others. Whatever it is, you're becoming more in tune with your higher consciousness, which is a spirit in a physical body having the experience. And Pisces are healers by nature. Their compassionate, giving side is very healing to those that need it. This is why so many people who were born under Pisces or Pisces moon or Pisces rising go into the nursing profession or become doctors or become healers of some kind, because their energy is very soothing. So what I'm suggesting here with this Pluto and Aquarius in the next 19 years, you guys will become more innovative healers in some way. So just find your niche and do it, even if you do it part-time as a side gig. That's going to be very important. Now let's talk about this guy, because the North Node is going to be in your sign for the next 18 months. All right. And the themes are something that comes really natural to you, embracing compassion, spirituality, creativity, and intuition, while letting go of overanalyst, perfectionism, and excessive practicality associated with the South Node in Virgo. They always come in pairs, okay? So Pisces and Virgo are opposites in the zodiac. So what this is implying here is things pertaining to other people and pertaining to yourself, how you fit in with those dynamics, how you fit in with, how others see you. And so these are going to be very important for you as you socialize and interact and share your wisdom and knowledge and your healing abilities over the next 18 months. So this is going to be vitally important for many of you. So you need to take advantage of this while this North Node is in your sign. I put together this slide to help you guys out. This is what the South Node represents. I must release, there you go, judgment, self-judgment and others, and a false sense of control, nitpicking, and micromanaging. While at the same time, I must embrace something that comes natural for you: empathy, compassion, spirituality, faith in something greater than yourself. Now, many people may become overly spiritual or religious in the coming 18 months. That's going to be very easy to look at, and it's going to be very common to see it around. And so you'll feel it. You'll feel a stronger connection to others, a kinship, the energy of the source running through us. So this is going to be very important. So recap, Venus is going to be retrograde from March the 1st and 2nd all the way through April the 12th. In your second house of income and values. So revisiting the past, relationships, financial matters, investments, this will all be on the table. So be very wise about what you're doing with your income and your relationships at this time. Not a great time to get back into relationships with others from the past, because once Venus goes direct, they disappear. So don't get involved there. Here are the eclipses that I was talking about. Here's the big one right here on March the 14th in Virgo, which is the 7th house in astrology for many of you who have a sun rising or a sun chart. Here you have Virgo, 7th house. This is about letting go of a partnership and ending to something or someone that doesn't belong in your life anymore. That's how it works. The solar eclipse on the 29th is in Aries. Now there's opportunity, financial opportunity. There's something on the table that you're super excited about. You want to share it, you want to go, you want to venture out, maybe you're buying a new car, which I would advise against until after April the 12th when Venus goes out of retrograde. But they're super excited. There's so much energy in the month of March and again in September, but notice this one. This is a lunar eclipse in your sign, Pisces, so this is about you changing in some way. This lunar eclipse is changing your relationships and partnerships to others, but this one is changing you because it's in your sign. So keep an eye on that, because you're making way for someone or something new to come in right here. And it pertains to either health matters, it pertains to either you taking care of someone else, you focusing on health and well-being, and bringing in new people into your life around the 7th house. So you see, this is going to be a very important year for many of you. Once again, here's a recap of the transits. So wherever you see Neptune, that is going to be very significant for you throughout the year. Okay, just take note of the dates. A week on either side, you will see major events happen around here. Once again, this one's going to be huge for many of you. March the 30th, May the 24th, Saturn and Neptune, your ruler, enter a new sign, which is basically saying, I'm totally reinventing myself. And these are the themes that are going to occur around these time frames. Another beneficial alignment is going to be Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter in Cancer works very well, as a matter of fact. It's exalted, what we call exalted in, Jupiter's exalted in Cancer. So here's the time frame, all the way to June 29, 2026. So this is saying, I need to break out. I need to do something new. I need to have some more fun. It's no more sitting at home like a hermit. I need to go and do and play and enjoy my life. This is what this Jupiter in Cancer is going to do for many of you. The wild card of the year is absolutely Uranus leaving Taurus and going into Gemini. And this is a wild card as well because it's in the wild card side of Gemini. So anything to do with the home, feelings, foundation, premonitions, all of this is going to be in the works from July 7th through November the 7th of this year. So you got a lot to think about here, a lot of activity coming your way in that home environment, the fourth house. Here are some very beneficial alignments that are taking place. And as you notice, Neptune is involved in 2 of them. Very beneficial alignments. Sextiles are very good. Trines are very good. And here is that other month that you need to watch out for, September. Okay, tremendous amount of energy coming in, but possibilities of new people coming into your life. So don't discount those invitations. And once again, there is the September 7th eclipse and the September 21st Virgo solar eclipse. They're going to have you reinventing yourself in September. Okay, so as you can see here, we're going through quite the ride this year with change of identity, self, other people, maybe even a move, something to do with land, restructuring your foundation in some way. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that presentation. And if you want to learn more, I have an extended version of the 2025 horoscope in my inner circle. And I left a link down below in the description. And there I will go into the charts. I will dive in deeper. There's also weekly astrology in there. We do a Zoom call every Sunday, and a lot of the members could send me their charts, or if they have any questions about their birth chart, I will address it for them on the Sunday Zoom call. And we do remote viewing. We do all kinds of stuff in that community. And there's a 7-day free trial, so there's no obligation. You could go in there, take a look around. If you don't like it, it's not for you. But for the most part, you're going to get a lot more information in here, because it's just, I'm trying to be around more like-minded souls as much as possible. Anyway, Pisces and Pisces rising, have a great new year. Get ready for some massive changes, and I look forward to talking to you real soon. All right, bye for now.